So conflicts in shift reduce parsing. So what are the two types of conflicts or the problems that will occur in shift reduce parsing here is, first one is shift or reduce conflict. Shift or reduce conflict. So can anyone guess what will be the next one? Okay. So first conflict that may arrive here is the shift or reduce conflict. Another one here is reduce conflict. Reduce or reduce conflict. So what do you mean by shift reduce conflict here is, as the name itself is indicating, shift or reduce. That means assume that on the top of the stack you are having some symbol. Okay. On the top of the stack you are having some symbol. Okay. So the conflict may arrive. That means you may push the next symbol, you may push the next input symbol onto the stack, or you may reduce by taking the symbol what we have on the stack. That means the conflict may occur. Okay. So next, reduce conflict. That means as the name itself is indicating, reduce. That means what, you have some symbol on the top of the stack. Okay, but that top of the stack symbol what we have, that can be derivable by more than one production. Okay, or it can be reduced by using two symbols on the two non-terminal symbols according to the grammar. So that is called as reduce conflict. Understood? So now we'll see an example. Write down this one, the side heading as conflicts in shift reduce parsing, and write these two conflicts, shift reduce conflict, another one is reduce conflict. Take down. So you people take down. Meanwhile I will write here in the down this grammar what we have taken. Statement, if expression, then statement. That is the grammar what we have taken for if it this one Darjeeling else part. Okay, we have seen the ambiguity, right? So same, if expression, then statement, else statement. Okay, then you will be having other also. Just I'm scrolling down. So here I'm taking the example what they have given in the textbook. Why? Because there are no problems according to your syllabus on this shift reduce conflicts. Conflicts in shift reduce parsing. Only the theory part. Finished writing till here. 2 points. Shift reduce conflict, reduce conflict.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now listen all of you. I'm explaining first one, the shift reduce conflict first. Okay. So shift reduce conflict. As the name itself is indicated, whether you want to shift the next in to do, whether you want to shift or whether you want to reduce. Okay, there is a conflict whether you want to shift or whether you want to reduce. So that conflict is explained by taking an example here. So assume you have a statement. So this is the same grammar what we have taken for Darjeeling if else statements. Okay, see here the statement, if expression, then statement. Okay, that means this is the grammar already you know, so I'm not explaining much about the grammar. So the first statement is with respect to only the if statement, and the second statement is with respect to the if else statement. So this is the grammar we have, okay, or these are the productions we have. Now consider the top of the stack as, that means you assume, okay, in one step you assume, no need to push, no need to, or I mean no need to write all those shift reduce actions what you have seen in the problem. So directly you assume that the top of the stack is if expression then statement. That means on the top of the stack, this is the entire thing we are having. And what is the remaining input string which needs to be passed here is else, okay, the statement and the dollar symbol. Okay. ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ? Once you join, don't exit. Yes, listen now. So this is the stack you consider under input. So input buffer will be consisting of rest of the input which needs to be passed. So assume here in the stack we have if expression then statement. That is, this is the top of the stack we are having. What we have? If expression then statement. What is the remaining input string which needs to be passed here is else statement. Okay. Now by looking at this top of the stack, there is a conflict, right? Whether you want to shift this else statement onto the stack or whether you want to reduce. Why? Because if expression then statement is matching with this first production, right? If expression then statement, see here we have, it is matching, right? That means if expression then statement can be reduced to statement, or you can replace this top of the stack with this non-terminal statement. That means there is a conflict, you can shift. Okay, that is you can reduce if it is a if part, but assume that if it is a if else part. So if it is if else part, obviously you need to shift this else statement onto the stack, right? Then once you push if else statement onto the stack, at that time you can go for reducing it. That means at this time you have a conflict whether you want to shift this else statement, the remaining input string, onto the stack, or by looking at this top of the stack if expression then statement, whether you want to reduce this if expression then statement to the statement production or not. Understood? Yes, understood, or shall I repeat?
Repeat, ma'am.
Repeat a simple concept, Alma. Okay. Okay. See here we have statement. This is the grammar we have. So the top of the stack you assume if expression then statement. Okay. The remaining input which needs to be passed here is else statement. That means the total input string was if expression. The total input string was if expression then statement else statement. That means this is the total input string. But what happened here is till now this entire part if expression then statement is pushed onto the stack. Okay, this if expression then statement is pushed onto the stack. Okay, so what is the input? It is left out else statement. So that you take it in the remaining input part. Okay, that means you write else statement as the remaining input string which needs to be passed. Okay, so now see, on the top of the stack you have if expression then statement. That means by looking at this top of the stack, what the compiler can do, I mean what the parser can think, the parser can think that if expression then statement can be replaced with the statement. That means you apply the reduce step. What is the reduce step? You if expression then statement is reduced to statement, right? That means you apply the production. Why? Because the top of the stack is if expression then statement. That means take this one as handle. You know what is handle? Okay, so you take this one, this entire thing as a handle. So now this is matching with this first production if statement, if expression then statement. That means you can reduce this if expression then statement to the statement. That means you can apply the reduce, you can apply the reduce step. Okay, but here there is another conflict. What is the another conflict? Assume that in your source program it is if expression then statement else statement. That means input string needs to be passed here is, that means that current that means you have written a program in that you have a else part also. Okay, that means the expression is having the else part also. At that time, here there is a conflict, right? If it is a else part, obviously it has to push this else statement, the remaining input else statement onto the stack. That means it has to shift if it is if else, right? That means parser don't know whether it is a if statement or whether it is a if else statement, but there is a conflict now whether it has to shift or whether it has to reduce, whether it has to shift this else statement onto the stack or whether it has to reduce this if expression then statement by the statement or not. There is a conflict. Understood? So I'm asking only one student will reply, only 2 to 3, not even one today. I mean only one person has responded. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Take,
ma'am.
yeah, take down. I know you people didn't had breakfast, but you have to respond. Take down. Take the grammar and take this one. I mean just I will mark with the other color symbol. Okay, so take this part. So take this part also. That means there is a conflict whether it has to be shifted or whether it has to be uh, reduced. The parser is having a confusion whether to shift or whether to reduce. Why? Because the stack and the current input symbol is like that. So that's why this type of grammar will be avoided. So this type of grammar leads to ambiguity. You have seen that, and also you have seen how we have eliminated the ambiguity. So this is called shift reduce conflicts in shift reduce parsing, and it is shift reduce, whether to be shifted or whether to be reduced. Take down, make it fast. One more thing I need to explain, that is reduce conflict. What is today's special? Any idea?
No, no, ma'am.
ಕ್ಯಾಲೆಂಡರ್ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ? ಸಂಡೇ ಏನೋ ಓಕೆ ಫಾದರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಇತ್ತು, ಇವತ್ತೇನಿದೆ?
ಒಲಿಂಪಿಕ್ ಡೇ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಒಲಿಂಪಿಕ್ ಡೇ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು? ಡೇ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ? ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತೀರಾ?
ಯೋಗ ಡೇ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಯೋಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ? ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಡನ್ ಯೋಗ ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ಡೇ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್? ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ವಾ?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So here we have reduce conflict. Reduce conflict. So here just I will give you one example here. Just I will scroll down and I will give you. Then I go for the better example what we have in the textbook. Okay. See here, assume that the stack is this one stack. Okay, so the remaining input here is, assume that you need to parse A, B, C. Okay, D you assume. Okay, so next assume you have X, Y, Z. Okay, so now assume that you have a production like this. A is deriving X, Y, Z. Okay, A is deriving X, Y, Z. Okay, or it is deriving only Z, and B is also deriving Z. Now assume that the top of the stack is Z. Okay, just I'm giving an example. Assume the top of the stack is Z. Now see, you have a Z. Okay, top of the stack is Z. it is matching with the production. A is deriving Z and B is also deriving Z. That means now whether this Z has to be replaced with the non-terminal A or B. That means what type of conflict it is now. Z can be reduced to B and Z can be reduced to A. So what type of conflict now it is? What type of conflict?
Reduce.
Reduce.
Yeah, reduce. Why? Because Z can be reduced to non-terminal A or Z can be reduced to non-terminal B. So this type of conflict will be occurring. That means this type of conflict is called as reduce conflict. Okay, so now we will take the example. All of you take down the notes. Why? Because the PPT what I have forwarded in that these two slides are missing. I don't know when I have modified and when it is not saved. So I'm writing now. Okay. And moreover I'm using another laptop also. In that I'm not finding much documents here. My old laptop is not working properly. Okay, see here we have reduce conflict. Assume that we have some procedure here. Okay, we have a procedure. Okay, so we have a procedure, simple notation. So the procedure name here is P and it is having two parameters I comma J. Okay, so we have a procedure P I comma J. The parameters are I and J. Okay, so now what are the sequence of tokens that will be taken by the parser here is, that means we know that this is the input statement we have. So this will be divided into the tokens. So what type of tokens that will get generated here is, see this is a procedure, that means it is taken as an identifier, right? Then opening brace. Okay, then it is it is a symbol here. I mean it just with respect to P, I and J I'm talking now. So next see, I is a variable, that means that one you can take it as an identifier. Identifier is the name given to the variable name, the function name. So with respect to that I'm explaining. So we have the procedure P. So now how it will be treated by the lexical analyzer and the parser here is, so the lexical analyzer will return this procedure name as an identifier and this variable name I as an identifier, and this variable, I mean the parameters I and J will be treated as an identifier, and these identifiers are returned to the parser. That means now what the parser knows that it don't know whether it is a procedure, whether it is an arguments or something like that, it don't know, just it knows that it is an identifier, that's all. Okay, so now we'll consider the grammar here. Say the statement we have. Okay, so the grammar, the statement, the starting symbol of the grammar is identifier. Okay, that means as I told you. Okay, so as this function name is also an identifier now. So how what is the grammar we will have? The statement identifier, opening brace, the parameter list. Okay, parameter list, that means the function name is also taken as the identifier. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So next we have this parameter list. First listen, later you take down. So we have parameter list. Okay, this one you can take it as a one more production. The parameter list is nothing but what? The parameters you will be having. Like the parameters I, J. Internally those will be treated as, see the parameter. That means parameter list we have. So this is deriving parameter. So what is that? What are those parameters? It may be a I or it may be a J or something like this. But internally it is called as an identifier only. Identifier. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Okay, I'm repeating here. Assume you have the procedure name P I comma J. So when this is the high level language statement you have. So when it is divided into the tokens, okay, so what the lexical analyzer will return it to the parser, ID, opening brace, ID and ID. That means P, the function name is an identifier, I and J are the parameters, both are identifier. So now consider the grammar here. What is the grammar? We have the statement ID. Okay, ID. That means it is with respect to the function. The function name is taken as an identifier ID, the parameter list. Okay, what is that parameter list is deriving? The parameter list is deriving the parameter. So what is the parameter internally it is deriving? It is deriving an identifier. That means if you are having a parameter list, you consider it as an identifier, and if you are considering the function, you consider it, if you are having a function name, again you consider it as an identifier. That means the parser is identifying the function name, the parameters, everything as an identifier. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So now assume that somewhere you have an array. Okay, somewhere you have an array. Okay, the array elements are also taken as the the identifiers also. Okay, so now what I will do means just you take so you take the stack. Okay, this step is important. You need to take stack and input remaining input symbol. Okay, what is stack here is, so assume that you have id space id open brace id. Okay, then here the rest of the input, which the input symbol which needs to be passed here is comma. It is comma ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಥರ ಆಗಿದೆ. Okay, so now is there any conflict here? Reduce conflict. What is the top of the stack we have? Assume that on the top of the stack is id. Okay, this one. So is there any reduce conflict now? Check the grammar symbol. Yes, right. See, top of the stack is id. It can be replaced with the statement id. Okay, that means assume that somewhere, one second, actually in the textbook they have given the big grammar, so I'm trying to reduce. Why? Because every okay, so now you take the statement one more, the start, that is the starting symbol is statement only, but you have statement 1 and statement 2, both are starting symbol of the grammar. But assume that you have an expression. So as I told you, expression, here we are taking expression with respect to, that means here as I told you, you are having the function name, and also assume that you have an array. The array elements also you are considering as an identifier. That means array also you take it as an identifier. That means array. Okay. So here see the statement you have id. That means the statement is deriving id and the statement is also deriving an expression. Now assume that now this expression is with respect to an array. Okay, now I should not use the braces. If I am using braces, you will assume it is a production. Assume that it is an array. Okay, that means what? Now on the top of the stack you have an id. Okay, the parser don't know whether id should be taken as a function, whether it should be taken with respect to the function, or whether it should be taken with respect to an array. So what it will do? It may apply the statement id. That means it may go for this first production, the statement which is deriving id. Okay, or it may go to the, see here the statement you are having the expression, the second statement. Okay, the second statement it is having expression, internally the expression is deriving id. That means when the parser don't know whether this id is to be reduced with the expression id or the statement id. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So the at this time the parser don't know the top of the stack here is id, so it don't know whether it has to be whether it has to go for the statement id. I mean whether it has to go for this first production, the statement is deriving id, whether it has to go for this expression which is deriving id. It is a conflict. So this is reduce conflict. Understood? Yes, understood or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So how this conflict can be reduced here? How this conflict can be avoided here is, you can mention the procedure name with the, instead of taking the procedure name as ID, okay, instead of taking the procedure name as ID, you can take like this. See here, just I will write down in the bottom. Okay, so what you can do means, instead of taking the procedure name as just ID, what you can do means, you can take it as procedure ID. Okay, that means now see, instead of taking it as an ID only, the procedure name, you can take it as PROCID, that is procedure ID. Assume that now you on the top of the stack you have, okay, you on the top of the stack you have procedure ID. That means the procedure function, the procedure name is procedure ID, open brace ID, and the input symbol is same. That means on the input you have C, comma ID. So now what the parser can do, see now instead of taking only this ID as the top of the stack, what it will do, it can take the entire thing as the top of the stack, right? It can take the entire thing as the top of the stack, and it can reduce with the statement procedure ID. That means you have to alter this one. That means instead of taking this statement ID parameter list, you have to alter this one as procedure ID. So at that time, instead of taking this ID on the top of the stack, what the parser will do, parser can take this entire thing as the one handle, the procedure opening brace ID. So at that time, it is matching with the first production, right? The statement ID opening brace. That means, as I told you, now you, instead of taking it as an ID, you take it as procedure ID. At that time, there will be no conflict. Why? Because obviously it will go with the first production. It will not go with the second production, the statement which is having expression and expression is having the ID. Why? Because entire thing will be taken as the handle and it can go with the first production, the statement which is deriving procedure ID, opening braces, and the parameter list. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, till here you take down, till here. See, I'm drawing one line here. So till here you take down. So in the middle you write this one.